All right, good morning, everybody. I hope that you are doing well today. A little bit of a cloudy day today. Looks like some rain is coming. But I wanted to share a couple of things with you, maybe give you some updates as well. First of all, just a small devotional thought this morning as we start our day or head to lunch. Uh, my devotion this morning, my Bible reading was in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and 6, and just thought a lot about verse 1 this morning. It says, Paul says, "For we know that if the earthly tent we live in is destroyed," talking about our physical bodies, okay, "we have a building from God, an eternal house in heaven, not built by human hands." And I love the contrast that he uses here, that so many times we think and evaluate things from this life's perspective, okay, and we do things, and not this is not wrong. We need to take care of ourselves, so don't hear me wrong here. We do things that try to make this life last and last and last and last. And one of the most common ways we see this, and it almost tickles me, is when like somebody in Hollywood dies. It'll have a picture of them and they look 40. And then when you do the calculation on their death certificate, they're 87. Okay, so we always try to evaluate things from this life's perspective, but Paul says that in this life we're just in a tent. A tent is something that you don't live in forever. It's something that you use for just a little while. But when we pass from this life and go to heaven, we now have a permanent dwelling, a building, an eternal house in heaven. So Paul uses this perspective as he goes through chapter 5 to talk about how he faces hardship, what gives him a proper perspective. And the proper perspective for Paul is that this life is temporary and heaven is eternal. It's permanent. Okay, and he runs everything through that filter. And that was just a great reminder for me today that my filter, the way I view the world, should be from an eternal perspective, not necessarily from this perspective. So I think that can help us as we face different problems and different things as we go throughout our day. So let me give you some updates and some reminders today. I think there's been a little bit of confusion, it seems to be, about our worship times and services. And, we just met as a staff, and more than one of us has heard from someone in our church, well, we didn't know we were having church. Okay, so I really want to really clarify our schedule and things for you. That way everybody is on the same page. Okay, so first of all right, we have our Sunday morning worship service. Okay, we will continue to have this service until the social distancing guidelines are relaxed and we can go back to our normal schedule. Okay, so every week, each week, we plan, as of right now, to have a worship service in the Family Life Center gym. All right, it is at 9 o'clock in the mornings. We have your household must sit together and stay together. We have set up so that each row is 6 feet in between the rows. Okay, if you can think of it that way. And then there must be 2 seats in between families. Okay, so what does that mean? Let's suppose my family comes and we sit. Okay, and then your family comes in. There will be 2 empty chairs in between my family and your family and the next family. Okay, we've got plenty of space so far. So if you're worried about everybody crowding into the gym and just being too close to one another, we've got seating for about 200 or so on the bottom floor, and then the walking track of the Family Life Center It's got seating for plenty of people. And then if you desire, if you feel more at risk, you can go to the third floor. We've got seating on the third floor as well. So plenty of space. And we will be meeting together at 9 o'clock in the Family Life Center gym for from now until we can get back to our normal worship habits. Okay. That being said, unless something else happens and we have to, change anything, I don't think that will. I think we'll be able to continue this way until we can get back to our normal schedule. Okay, so that is a opportunity that you have for ongoing opportunity for community worship within our church. Okay, and then also prayer meetings started last Wednesday. But each Wednesday, we will have this ongoing prayer meeting. It will also be in the Family Life Center gym. Same guidelines. The time is just different, okay? So prayer meeting will be each Wednesday at 6 p.m. in the Family Life Center gym. Chairs will be set up the same way so that you can come in. Still have to observe all the same guidelines for that as well, but that'll be each week in the Family Life Center gym. I think we're planning on the Sunday morning service will stay on Facebook Live for right now. So that will stay on. And I think we're going to broadcast a portion of the prayer meeting on Facebook Live as well at 6 o'clock on Wednesdays. So that is the plan with those two things. Those are ongoing. And as of right now, we know that man makes plans, God has purposes. So right now our plan is that we would have ongoing prayer meeting every Wednesday, 6 p.m. in the Family Life Center. Ongoing Sunday morning worship every Sunday morning, 9 a.m., Family Life Center. Okay, so if you got questions about those, don't hesitate to call one of the staff members. Don't hesitate to call the office, and we'll get you filled in with that. Okay. The other thing that may come up at child care right now, no child care. We just can't see a way to observe those social distancing guidelines inside our nursery facilities. We did discuss that some today and decided we probably better lay off the child care as well. Also, do not forget, starting in June, okay, we have men and women's Bible studies meeting on different days of the week, okay? And the reason we did that is because there's an absence of child care, okay? So our plan right now is the men will be discussing spiritual disciplines for the Christian life, okay? That's by Donald Whitney. This is a classic, and I posted an Amazon link on one of our other posts. If you want to go to Amazon and get your own, feel free to do that. That's the easiest way. If you want the church to order yours, okay, then you have till, you got about an hour, okay, to get a check or some funds up here. And I'll be placing an Amazon order soon after lunch, okay, so that we can get our books in, okay. So we've got, the men are doing this book. Yours will look a little different. This one is an older edition. So, but that's what the men will be doing. That will be on Wednesdays at 6. Women will be studying Disciplines of a Godly Woman. That is by Barbara Hughes, I believe, at 5 p.m. on Sunday afternoons. Both of these meetings will be in the sanctuary, okay? So they'll be meeting in the sanctuary. Both of these meetings will be in the sanctuary. And you can order those resources and participate in that study as well. So that's the big things we have going on right now. I pray God blesses you today. Enjoy God today. Enjoy Jesus today. And y'all stay safe. And we love you. And thank you for tuning in today.